in relation to the taking of the statement, but I just wanted clarity from you whether on the day you said you took the statement, I think the 19th of June, was it a normal statement or a confession?
It was a confession.
Do you
Will you agree with me if I say a statement is just an expression of something, either verbally or in writing? Will you agree with me?
Yes, I will agree with you.
But a confession has a different meaning as opposed to an ordinary statement. Do you agree?
I agree, but can I elaborate on that?
Yes, please.
The issue here, I used a pro forma. In the pro forma, there is a part of it is a statement that you have to obtain in a confession.
Yebo ke ngizovuma ke kodwa uma uthi ke khulunywa manje ke ngokuvula isifuba noma i-confession ke ukuthi ke yona ke kuhlukile ke lokho kodwa ke lana ngisebenzisa ke i-proforma liyona ke eshoyo ke ukuthi uma uthatha leyo confession noma ke i-statement kune statement ke esithathwayo kuyona ke leyo confession leyo.
So does this proforma stipulate or expresses that it is made under the provisions governing a confession? From the look of this document, does it state expressly that it is made under a provision that governs confessions?
That's correct. Because if you read the questions that have been set up in this pro forma, are the questions that prove the admissibility requirements for a confession.
Lana ke uma ufunda imibuzo lena ke ekhona ke kule form lena esebenzisayo ukuthi imibuzo ke ehambiselana ke nokwamukeleka ke noma nokuvunywa ke kwayo ke i-confession noma ke ukuvula isifuba.
No, my question actually, I understand the content or the content of the proforma. Does it introduce this proforma as a proforma made in terms of Section 217 of the Criminal Procedure Act?
That's
Does
correct.
it state so?
That's correct.
Iform lena ke iyachaza ke ukuthi ke lokho okwenziwayo ke noma ke lo kungaphansi kwakhe ke uSection 217.
Can you please read it for me where it expressly says that from that proforma?
I suggest, not to suggest, my lord, the requirements of Section 217 is that the person must be warned in terms of Section 35.
Okushiwo ke okushiwo 217 ukuthi umuntu kufanele axwayiswe ke yiloko noma ke lokho okhona ke kukhona okuyena uSection 35.
And that the requirements is that it must be done freely and voluntarily without undue processes.
Nokuthi futhi ke lokho kufanele kwenzeke noma kwenziwe ke umuntu ke kwenza lokho ekhululekile ke kungekho ukuthi ke uqhuqhuzelwe ngendlela engafanelekile.
Sorry sir, before, let me know, can I please interject? Can I please go back to the question where it says where in this proforma, because you said it is stipulated in the proforma. Can you please show me where it is stipulated?
Please, my lord, I don't know if that is a fair question. The witnesses said the import of section 217 is covered in the questionnaire. Is the witness now expected to point section 217 in the pro forma? We submit, my lord, that is not a fair question.
Yeah. Yes.
May I respond by saying, my lord, the relevance of that question is founded on a prescribed formality that must be complied with.
Which is
and
what?
Which is 217.
Okay, if you read this document, it says confession and admission.
That's
Does that
correct.
make any sense of it?
It makes sense. That's
No,
why,
should I not?
my lord, may I just,
Okay, fine, you heard me.
yes,
Because this document is headed confession and
admissions.
So you incorporate that maybe in your questions also.
Thank you, my lord. My follow-up question, sir, is I wanted you to draw a distinction between a confession and admission, because they are governed by different provisions.
Once again, my lord, without trying to curtail my learned friend's cross-examination, that's a legal question. The difference between a confession and admission. I don't think it's a fair question to the witness.
Yes.
My lord, in response to that, is a justice of peace. He should be familiar. He must be able to identify that at the present moment when I'm taking this, because it's a confession, when I'm doing this, it's an admission. So,
But sorry, I don't want to get involved in this. This witness said that the requirements of section 217 is that a person must be warned in terms of section 35, and that this must be done freely and voluntarily. And I'm quoting him. I wrote it verbatim. That's what he says.
yes.
Fine.
My lord, may I still insist on section 217 as it is not expressly provided in the pro forma.
No, quite so it is not.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
what
fact.
I'm...
That's a fact. It's not.
That's
Let's-
correct, my lord.
Yeah, let's
May
make
I
all
proceed
this-
in terms of, because there's a reason why I'm asking this. If section 217, so let me just rephrase this by saying this. Have you taken confessions before? And for how long have you been doing this?
I've taken confessions before, and for the entire career of mine.
Ngikwenzileke ukuthi ke ngaphambilini ke ama confessions ngiwenzeke noma ngiwathathe sonke lesi sikhathi ke ngisesiphoyiseni.
Have you obtained a special training in relation to the taking of a confessions and admissions during the course of your career?
Correct?
Nokuthi ke ngiqeqeshiwe ke noma ngitholile ke ukuthi ngiqeqeshiwe ke kwisikhathi ke ngisebenza emaphoyiseni ukuthi ngiwathathe ke noma ngiwabhale phansi ama confession.
Can you explain that?
I was in various units in the service, and I've acquired more experience, even though not an expertise, but I've acquired quite a lot of knowledge in respect to that.
Ngisebenzile ke kuma unit amaningi ke khona la ngaphakathi ke emaphoyiseni, futhi ke ngaleso sikhathi ke ngisebenza ke ngiye ngathola ke isipiliyoni esiningi ke kuona ke umsebenzi lona noma ekwenzeni khona lokho noma ke ngekuthi ngiyena ke uchwepheshe nokungoti.
Thank you. In terms of section 217 of Criminal Procedure Act, it makes a provision in terms of subsection 1 where a non-judicial officer can take a confession. Do you agree, or you want to read the provision before you give an answer?
I cannot dispute that.
Ukuthi uthi ke section 217 subsection 1 uthini ke ngokumayela naloyo ongasiyena ke umanje ke ngokumayela nokuthatha confession uma usho kanjalo angeke ngikuphikise.
So, section 217, 1B, Roman figure 2, is a confession taken by a judicial officer. You won't dispute that.
I won't dispute that.
Ukuthi
Because the main fact is that even though it was taken by a judicial office or a policeman or any other person, it must be brought to court for a test.
Ukuthi ke wena uthi section 217 1B uthini ke mina ngizothi ke angeke ngiphikiseke kodwa ngizothi ke ukuthi uthathwe imanje iphoyisa noma omunye umuntu kodwa ke gcineni kufanele ukuthi kuze enkantolo kube inkantolo ke ezokuvivinya lokho.
We'll get into that part. We are still laying the basis on the provision that governs confessions. My question, the next question is, from the distinction that I've drawn between 2171A and 2171B, which of these two provisions you took these confessions, the alleged confession? Which of the two provisions?
I took it under as a justice of the peace.
Ukuthi ke le statement lesi noma ke lokukhuluma lokho ke ukuvulisa uba ke ngakuthatha ngaphansi kwayiphi ke isection mina ngithathe ke nanjengolo obizwa ngokuthi ke justice of the peace.
Thank you. Can you please, because I'm getting to that position as the justice of the peace. I asked the question as to between these two provisions, is the justice of the peace covered under section 2171A, or is it covered under section 2171B Roman figure 2?
Please, my lord, with the greatest of respect, the witness is now expected to be a legal expert. I think those are the issues that can be addressed when we address the court. The witness doesn't even have the Criminal Procedure Act in
Mr.
front.
Mngomezulu, are you saying Lieutenant Colonel Rapadi is not entitled by law to take the confession?
My lord,
Now you want him to give us a lecture.
No. That's not my intention.
Is he
my lord.
entitled to take, if he says he's a justice of a peace,
Yes.
is he entitled to take a confession?
But my lord, we are governed by two provisions relating
Yes,
to the
I know.
taking of the confession.
Right.
Hence, I want him to give clarity in terms of his appointment as a justice of the peace.
But he just said, I took the confession because I am a justice of the peace. That's what he says, not me.
My lord, may I, because we are governed by two provisions there. The simple question is, where does he belong between these two provisions? Is it from 1A or from
He's not a magistrate,
1B?
for instance.
He's not a magistrate.
Mr. Rapadi, are you a magistrate?
No, my lord.
What are you?
I'm a police official.
And are you entitled to take confessions?
That's correct, my lord.
As what?
As a justice of the peace.
Okay.
My lord,
Angiyona imanje ngiyiphoyisa yebo ke ngokomthetho ke ngivumelekile ukuthi ngiyithatheke noma ngiyenzeke i-confession nanjenge justice of the peace.
my lord, I would submit with due respect that I'll take it as, or I'll argue it at a later stage because it's a legal point that I wanted to clarify. May I proceed with my cross-examination? So, you said for the first time you met the accused was on the 19th. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Shuba ukuthi uqala kwamhlangana naye ke umsolo kwakungeyi 19.
So you received the instruction on the 18th from Mr. Kininda, from Brigadier Kininda. Is that correct?
Correct.
Mina ke wangicela ngeyi 18 ku Brigadier Kininda.
When you received these instructions, you told the court that Jonathan and the escort brought Mr. Ntanzi to your office in Moroka police station?
Only Jonathan.
It's only Jonathan.
Jonathan kuphela ke owaletha uMr Ntanzi e-office yami eMoroka.
And when you took this confession, as per your, or when you completed the pro forma, there's somewhere it indicated that it was yourself and the interpreter. Can you clarify that point?
That's why I didn't make any annotations or any cancellations there, because I was interpreting for him.
Imbangela ke ukuthi la kubhalwe khona ke utolika ukuthi ngingasulike ukuthi ngiqisheke lokho ingoba ke mina ke ngangimtolikela.
Oh, you regarded yourself as an interpreter. Are you a qualified interpreter?
Not in the real sense. I don't have documentation.
Anginawo ke amaphepha ke athi ke ngutolika ke qualified.
Okay. So according to your evidence, there was no communication breakdown between yourself and the accused?
No, we were flowing.
Ekhulumeni kwami naye ke akukho okwakuthi la asizwana khona ke inkulumo yayiqhubeka nje ihamba.
All right. So now a statement according to, it was only you and the accused in that office.
Correct.
Mina naye kuphela ke kuleyo office leyo.
All right. Before I proceed with the questions, the version of the accused is that when he was booked out from Moroka police station, he was taken to Randfontein, where he is employed, or where he was employed. And from Randfontein, from Carltonville, I beg your pardon, from Carltonville. From Carltonville, he was then, at Carltonville, he was transported by Mabena and Mohan. You won't dispute that?
That I can't deny. I wasn't part thereof.
Ukuthi ke wasuka ke noma wakhishwa ke eMoroka wase ehanjiswa ke eya eCarltonville, usuka eCarltonville wahanjiswa ke uMabena noMohane. Angikwazi ke uphikisa into engangasiyona ingxenye yayo.
When they were still at Carltonville, Brigadier Kininda arrived, and he was in company of a lady, Mohola. And at that time, the accused was transported with a white Toyota Fortuner. You won't dispute that?
I will remain silent about it. I do not know.
Ngizothula ke ngalokho ngoba angikwazi ke ukuthi kwasefika uGininda ehamba noMkhula wase ehanjiswa ngefortune emhlophe.
When Gininda left, Brigadier Gininda left, they then took a direction towards Albertine, where they stopped at next to a filling station, which was opposite a company that is manufacturing steel.
That I don't know.
Ukuthi baye Albertine bama kuphi nendawo angikwazi lokho.
He was choked, tortured and assaulted by Mabena, Buthelezi and Jonathan. You won't dispute that?
I do not know about that.
Ukuthi washaywa Mabena, uButhelezi kanye noJonathan angikwazi lokho.
So they insisted that he should tell them the truth about the murder case. When they choked him, they were using a silver plastic bag covering his face You won't dispute that.
I do not know about that.
Angikwazi ke lokho ukuthi bamfaka ke iplastic ebusweni ababeyisebenzisa yona ke ukuthi bamcube eyayisilva ngombala.
They then took him to a place next to a dumping area. There's a place on the right-hand side, on the direction of Albertine. It's a dumping area where he was further choked, assaulted to make such a confession statement. Can you comment on that? Nothing. So
what I can say is that when he was brought to me and I asked him about being assaulted, he never mentioned anything to me about being assaulted, and he was just freely and being a happy person.
Engakusho mina ke kona konke lokho ukuthi washaywa wasiwa kuphi wenziwani uma efika ke phambi kwami akakazi asho lutho ngazi ngalezi zinto ke manje engitshela ukuthi washaywa ke wawumuntu nje owayekhululekile futhi ke happy.
You came to the picture after the assault in that area when he was driven by Mr. Mabena and Mukhanu with a white Fortuner to Baragwanath Hospital. We call it Chris Hani Hospital, where they found you in company of your wife and you left the keys of the car to your wife.
I do not know anything about that. I haven't met anyone amongst the accused persons.
Sorry, you were saying he came into the picture at Baragwanath Hospital?
That's correct, my lord.
At the hospital?
At the hospital.
Not in the vicinity of Baragwanath?
No,
at
the
inside the hospital?
That's correct, my lord.
Right, and then what happens? The assertion?
Is
inside
that
the hospital?
The witness gave the car keys to his wife and there was a child.
I do not know of any incident. That assertion is wrong.
Leyo nkulumo leyo ke irong angikwazi ke lokho ukuthi kwahlangana nami ke noma bahlangana nami especially ke eBaragwana or eChrisani eBaragwana ngase nginikeza ke unkosikazi wami ke ikhiya zemoto kwakunengane eyayikhona angikwazi nje lutho lokho.
Okay. Then you traveled from Chrisani Hospital towards Orlando in Soweto, where this car was parked in an open area, and my instruction is that there were old ATM machines that were no longer functioning, and it's next to a dumping area.
No, I'll disagree with that.
Futhi kwasekhanjwa ke kuyiwa ke manje Orlando eduze komama ATM amadala angasasebenzi ngizophikisana nalokho.
Brigadier Kininda with Miss Muhola arrived with a white BMW, and there was also an escort at that time.
I'll disagree with that.
Futhi kwasefika uGininda umukhali behamba ke BMW emhlophe kwakune escort ngizophikisana nalokho.
Brigadier Gininda, I didn't know him at first. I didn't know him. I only knew him when he was phoning me.
Okokuqala ke uBrigadier Gininda ngangamazi. Ngazomazi ke uma engifonela.
Then Brigadier Kininda opened the boot of the BMW, a white BMW, and sat on the edge of the boot, of the open boot.
I'll disagree with that.
Ukuthi ke wasevula ke ibhoot yayo ke BMW leyo uGinyinda wahlala khona lapho ke emuva ke kwibhoot evuliwe ngizophikisana nalokho.
Everyone was outside the motor vehicles. Then Brigadier Ginyinda took out documents and gave them to you.
I'll disagree with that.
Nokuthi ke wasekhipha ama documents uGinyinda wanikeza mina ngizophikisana nalokho.
The instruction from Brigadier Ginyinda was to the accused was that if you do not sign this document, the assault will carry on.
I do not know of any meeting with Brigadier Ginyinda.
Angazani na nomhlangano ke kanye no Brigadier Ginyinda kuloko kusho umeli ukuthi wasethi ke uGinyinda kumsola uma ukuthi ke wasayini lama document uzoqhubeka ke ushaywe. Angazani nomhlangano owawukhona pha kanye no Ginyinda.
So the torturing, the tubing, assaulting of the accused carried on until until you told the police officers that were around, after seeing the condition of the accused, you asked them whether he still alive. That's the question you asked.
I was never involved in any of those assaults, or I do not know. I was not there.
Ukuthi ke ngase ngibuza mina ke kulapha bemshaya ukuthi usaphila yini, angazani nalutho nje nokushaywa kwakhe ke ngangingekho lapho.
Then fearing for his life, after the plastic was removed from his face, then he was made to sign the documents.
That's not correct. The documents, if you are referring to my confessions that I took, it all happened in the office at Morocco.
Akusona ke qiniso ukuthi ke ngokuthi ke manje sesakuseka impilo yakhe wasesayinda ke i-document. Uma ukhuluma na ngale confession mina ke engayithatha ke konke lokho kwenzeka ke e-ofisini eMorocco.
Then Mr. Mabena was in possession of the stamp which was used to take the thumbprint of the accused and attach it on the documents.
I'll disagree with that.
Ngizophikisana ke naloko ukuthi ke uMabena uyena ke oyiphethe istem lesi ke oyibeka kusona ke isithupha sasesibekwa lana. Ngizokuphikisa lokho.
It was me who took his thumbprint.
Kwakuyimina umuntu ke owathatha isithupha sakhe.
My instruction is further to say that these documents were not all signed and there was no attachment of the thumbprint, so it was said to be incomplete. As a result, after he departed from that place, he was booked back to Morocco police station.
I'll disagree with that. It was done once in the office and I took the document with me.
Ukuthi ke kwase kutholakala ukuthi lama documents ke akuqedelelwanga ke noma ke awaphelele lokho ngizophikisana nako konke kwenziwa ngaqeda e-ofisini eMorocco ngase ngihamba nawo ama documents.
Sorry Mr. Mngomezulu.
My
You
lord.
say it was discovered that these documents were
Yes.
not complete. What do you mean by that?
By signing
These documents were not completed.
pro forma, yes.
They were not.
Completed in terms of signing and
Also, they were half signed. In other
half
words,
signed.
and the fingerprints also was half indented onto the documents.
That's correct.
The process was finished at
At Moroka Police Station, man.
Okay, fine.
I'll disagree with that. The document I brought it myself. It was
Sorry. No, proceed.
it was clearly completed in front of me, read back to him, and he put the signature and the thumbprint together with my signature.
Ngizokuphikisa ke lokho ukuthi lokho ke kwase kubona ukutholakala ukuthi ke aqediwe ke kwase kuyoqedelelwa ke eBoroka. Le document yeza nami ngageza konke ngabhala ngamfundela wase ke uya signa nami ngesayina ubeka nesithupha futhi.
And-
Konke lokho kwenzeka eofisini eMoroka.
And at Moroka Police Station, Jonathan was present, including other officers, when he signed for the second time and denting his thumbprint to complete the signing of the document.
He signed before me. There was no Jonathan in the office.
Wasayina phambi kwami kwangina Jonathan wayekhona eofisini.
He will deny the fact that he ever made a statement. Neither was the statement read back to him. He never made such a statement. The statement came with Brigadier Kininda, and he was ordered to sign that statement.
It is incorrect. He made it to me.
Akusilona ke iqiniso ukuthi seza noGininda ke le statement wasenza kumina.
This means that he did not make a statement and he was not freely and voluntarily appending the signature on the statement.
He did all this freely and voluntarily, my lord.
Konke lokhu wakwenza ke ekhululekile kuphuma kuyena.
And on the requirement, he was coerced to make such, or to endorse or to append his signature on the written statement.
No, I'll disagree with that.
Ngizokuphikisa, sorry.
He put the signature thereof and the thumbprint freely.
In relation,
Ngizophikisana ke naloko uma uthi ke waphoqwa ke ukuthi akwenze lokho mina ngizothi wakuzenzeka ngokukhululeka ukuthi asayinde abeke nesithupha sakhe.
Sorry, Mr. Mngomezulu,
my lord,
I don't wish to interfere. Was this at night when this was happening in that Orlando dumping place?
during the day, man.
It was during the day?
During the day,
Okay,
yes.
thanks.
When we talk, may I proceed, my lord?
Yes, yes.
When we talk about the rights of the accused person, did it come to your attention that he was arrested on the 16th of June, 2020?
That's correct.
Yebo mangikhuluma ke naye ke ngama rights ke akhe noma ngitshela ngawo ngathola ke ukuthi waboshwa nge-16 kaJune 2020.
Did he indicate if there is another case he was arrested for, except the one it is alleged he made a confession on? Did he tell you?
Correct.
Yebo ngitshela ke bayala nelinye ke icala ke awayeliboshelwe ke ngaphandleni kwaleli ke icala.
What offense was that?
I didn't go into details. I just had the knowledge that he was arrested on another case.
Angizange ngifuneke noma ngingene ngijuleke mayelana nemininingwane ngayakuthola ke nje noma ngakuzwaka ukuthi wayeboshelwe elinye icala futhi.
But let me put it to you as per his version, that he was arrested for being in possession of ammunition.
I will not disagree.
Angeke ngikuphike. Sir.
I will agree with that.
Angeke ngikuphikiseke ngizovuma ke uma ethi yena ke wayeboshelwe ukutholakala nezinhlamvu.
And he was charged on the 16th of June 2020 for the same alleged offense.
That I don't know.
Ukuthi wachargewa ngazo lezo 16 zika June lezo ngoba echargewa lezo lelo qala lelo angikwazi lo.
My Lord, may I approach that?
Yes.
My Lord, I'm in possession of the constitutional rights of the accused. I beg leave to show the witness
Yes.
if he can comment on this document. Mr. Rapatu, do you see that document, and it reflects the constitutional rights? Do you see that document?
That's correct.
Ngiyabona ke leli phepha.
Is the handwriting legible for you to read it?
Correct.
Iyabonakala ke le handwriting ukuthi ngayifunda.
What is the charge that is preferred against the, in terms of the document?
Possession of unlicensed ammunition.
Lana ke icala ke welithwesiwe ukutholakala ke nezinhlamvu eyingekho emthethweni noma ngokungekho emthethweni.
So the date bearing on the document, what date reflecting there?
Is on the 19th of June 2020.
Idate lana ke 19 June 2020.
Where was that? Does it mention the station, the time he was charged?
It says here it's Phuket.
Ithi ke ePhukeng.
He was arrested on the 19th, 22 hours 45 minutes.
Uthi ke waboshwa nge 19 zika June 2020 isikhathi ke uthola 11 ebusuku.
So I just want to establish, if it's not relevant to you, was the accused person, when he was arrested on the 16th of June, charged, formally charged?
Was he arrested on the 19th of June or the 16th of
The
June?
16th of June. The question
The document
relates
says he was
the
arrested
19th.
It was arrested. He was arrested on the 19th.
Where, sir? Where? In Johannesburg, Phuket.
Phuket, Malota.
On the 19th.
Yes,
Okay, fine.
22 hours 45.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
But the date of his arrest in the present case, you didn't deny the fact that he was arrested on the 16th of June 2020. It came to your attention.
He said he will accept it because he is informing him. Not that he knew of the date of his arrest.
Hence, my Lord, I indicated if it's fair to him to answer that. I'm putting to you, sir, that on the 16th of June 2020, on the day in which he was arrested for the murder case, the accused person was not charged.
Can you rephrase your question, sir?
May I ask the question again? On the 16th of June 2020, when the accused was arrested at Rustenburg and booked at Moroka police station, he was not formally charged until the date of the 19th. The date of the taking of the confession. He was not charged.
That was never mentioned to me, that he was not charged on this because he was arrested on the 16th. He was brought to me on the 19th. It depends on which day of the week was he arrested. That can render that the arrest questionable.
Ukuthi ke akazange achajwe ke noma kathweswe kwamacala nge-16 zika June 2020 umeboshwa wase elethwa kumina ke nge-19 akazange angitsheleke lokho nokuthi futhi ke kuya ngokuthi ke iliphi ilanga aboshwe ngalo ke noma aboshwa ngalo evikini elingenza ukuthi kube nemibuzo ke mayelana ke nohlobo noma indlela aboshwa ngayo.
And it is further my instruction that a second confession is allegedly made on the 24th of June 2020 in Boksburg. And at that time also, he was not charged, formally charged.
I cannot respond to that. I was done with my job.
Ukuthi ke nge-24 wase eyophinda futhi ke eyovula isifuba ke lokho angeke ngikusho ke noma ngiphendule ngase ngiqedile ngwami umsebenzi mina.
All right. Thank you. May I have the document?
That document must be read into the record, please.
Thank you,
We
ma'am.
all know that. The contents of that document must be read into the record.
May I ask my colleague to read it now? Or even if the witness can read
Are you not able to screen it there so that Mr. Baloi? Okay, let your colleague read it, but it must be recorded.
Can I read it?
Okay, fine. The heading, everything, please.
The numbers, the OB number 713
Yes.
06 2020. Cell number 294 /06 2020. And there's another number 118 06 2020. Notice of rights in terms of the Constitution, Section 35 of Act number 108 of 1996. You are being detained for the following reason: possession of unlicensed ammunition. As a person who is detained, you have the following rights. You have the right to consult with a legal practitioner of your choice, or should you so prefer, to apply to the Legal Aid Board to be provided by the state with the services of a legal practitioner. B, you have the right to challenge the lawfulness of your detention in person before a court of law and to be released if such detention is unlawful. C, you have the right to be detained under conditions consonant with human dignity, which shall include at least the provision of adequate accommodation, nutrition, reading material, and medical treatment at state expense. And you have the right to be given the opportunity to communicate with and be visited by your spouse or partner, next of kin, religious counselor, and a medical practitioner of your choice. 3, as a person arrested for the alleged commission of an offense, you have the following rights. A, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say may be recorded and may be used as evidence against you. B, you are not compelled to make a confession or admission which could be used in evidence against you. You have the right to be brought before a court as soon as reasonably possibly, but not later than 48 hours after your arrest or the end of the first court day after the expiry of the 48 hours. If the 48 hours expire outside ordinary court hours or on a day which is not an ordinary court day, you have the right at the first court appearance after your arrest to be informed of the reason for your continued detention or to be released. And E, you have the right to be released from detention if the interest of justice permit, subject to reasonable conditions. You can exercise all the above mentioned rights at any stage during your detention. Then it goes on to say, certificate by detainee, I, Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi, name of, in brackets, open brackets, name of detainee, close brackets, hereby certified that I have been informed in English, state language, of my rights in terms of the Constitution as set out above by Sergeant Mukhane, name of person, open brackets, name of person who informed the detainee, close brackets, and that I understand the contents thereof, date informed 2020-06-19, time informed 22:45, place informed Pukeng, signature, thumbprint of detainee, there's a signature, my lord.
Yeah.
Signature of person who informed the detainee, there's a signature.
Is that Mukhale?
Mukhane,
Mukhane.
N-E.
Sorry. Yeah, okay, finish up. Is that all?
That is all. There's,
Is there no space for an interpreter?
Okay, quickly check.
Because
There's
I know
another
that-
place.
I know
Certificate by third person as
Yes.
witness if required, but there are no. That's not completed, my lord.
No. Is there no space for an interpreter? There must be. It may not be completed because according to what we have read, it is assumed that the accused was competent in English. Are you with me?
That is correct, my lord. Yes.
When Mr. Jonas, it says, certificate by a third person as witness if required. You saw this?
Yes, I just read it.
Oh, I see. And then it says, state language of his rights in terms of the Constitution as set out. And then it says, name of the person who informed the detainee. And then it says the contents thereof have been explained to him, right? And then, of course, the certificate of the third person is not. You can have a look at this. Apparently this story is a long time. So according to that document, accused number, Mr. Ntanzi, his rights were explained to him in English, according to that document.
Correct, my lord.
Ngiyabonga ngoba le document amalungelo akhe Mr. Ntanzi wawachazelwa-ke nge-English noma ngesiNgisi.
Okay.
May I make a follow-up question?
Yes, sir, yes.
As it has been indicated that such rights were read to Mr. Ntanzi in English, one cannot come and confirm whether during the reading of such rights it was interpreted to him, or can confirm that he understood his rights in terms of the document. Do you agree?
I agree.
Ngiyakuvuma-ke ukuthi-ke nanjengoba kushiwo lapho ukuthi amalungelo akhe wawatshelwa ngesiNgisi, akekho-ke ozozovuma-ke ukuthi wawezwa noma wawatolikela.
And in the absence of the interpreter, one cannot conclude by saying he fully understands what was contained in this document. Do you agree?
I will disagree with that.
Ngizokuphikisa-ke uma uthi-ke uma-ke uTolika wayengekho umuntu angeke avumeke ukuthi wawazwisisa-ke lawo malungelo lawo.
All right. So immediately after the completion of the pro forma, as well as taking the statement, to make your own statement.
Correct.
Yebo-ke sikhona-ke sami engasenza-ke istatement.
Was it made under oath?
Yes.
Futhi-ke ngasifungela.
Before a commissioner of oath?
Correct.
Phambi-ke komuntu-ke onelungelo-ke lokuthi-ke angasikhomishina.
When did you make that statement? Which day was it?
The same day.
Ngasenza ngalelo langa lelo statement sami.
Sorry, just for the court's purposes, Mr. Baloyi, was that statement discovered or disclosed to all the councils?
Yes, indeed, my lord.
Okay, fine.
So you will agree with me that that an affidavit does not bear the date in which it was made and does not have the stamp.
It is not only the the stamp that is put on an affidavit.
The date, I'm referring to the date in which it was made.
Yes. I made it on the very same day, on the 19th, and I handed it over to Brigadier 2 days after.
Ngasenza-ke sami istatement ngalelo langa ngase ngisinikeza-ke kuyena ubrigadier emva kwey'nsuku ey'mbili.
All right, let me just clarify this for the last time in relation to the rights that you explained to the accused. The rights that are expressly stated in the constitutional rights document that the interpreter has read. Are not the same rights that you have explained to the accused during the taking of this or completion of this pro forma. Those rights are more detailed than what you have read to the accused.
Yes. In terms of Section 35(1), is the rights of an arrested person.
Correct.
Umbuzo uthi-ke.
2
Sorry.
is the rights of when he's detained. 3 is the rights when he's been charged.
Usiyabuzwa-ke ukuthi la malungelo aqeda ufundwa manje-ke lana-ke enkantolo awafani ajulile wona-ke kunala wena-ke wamfundela wona ngalelo langa uthi yebo-ke kunamalungelo-ke ahlukeneke amalungelo-ke owafundelayo uma boshwa uma uvalelwe-ke usesitokisini kanye futhi-ke noma ucharjwa noma-ke usuthweswa amacala.
So the right to be brought before court within 48 hours, was that right explained in terms of your performance?
Right was never. It was never explained to him, because I suggest it was within the proximity. that he must go to court on the very same day.
Ilungelo lelo lokuthi ke kufanele aye enkantolo ke kwisikhathi samahora awu-48 ke lelo alizange lichazwe ke ngoba eperforma njengoba ubuza ke ngoba ke mina ngayibona ke ukuthi kwakuse ileso sikhathi leso ke awayesengaya ngaso enkantolo.
All right. Then the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, was it explained to him?
That is basically more of on the issue of fair trial.
Ilungelo ke lokuthi manje usekufanele ukuthi ubone noma ke umsulu wakhe kuze kube inkantolo ke ikhupha isinqumo ke lokho ke kuphathelene nokuthi ke icala makuqulu icala liqulwa kanjani ke.
Thank you, sir. But now my concern is when you were taking this confession or alleged confession, you will agree with me that...
Sorry, Mr. Please, just be specific. You said he never made the confession or the statement. Now you're saying when he was taking the said confession. Are you with me?
No, I can rephrase it. I'm with you, my
That's
lord.
it.
Yes. I'm concerned about the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. My question is, as per the instruction, as per the correction by the Lordship, a statement was already, according to his version, a statement was already signed. But before he append a signature, did you explain a right to be presumed innocent until proven otherwise? Did you explain that right?
No.
Ilungelo ke lelo ngibuza ngalo ukuthi ke ngithi ke na ke umsulo kuze kube inkantolo yenza isinqumo lelo ke angizange ngichaze.
And at that time, it was imperative that you should have informed the accused that he has such a right, and by mere fact that a confession has been made does not constitute a conviction. Do you understand?
My understanding is that the confession that he made to me was still going to be put before the court for a test. I didn't presume any conviction based on the confession.
Mina ke lokho awayengitshele kona ke ekhuluma kumina ke ngangise novoke mina ukuthi lokho kusezobekwa ngaphambi kwenkantolo kube inkantolo ke ezothatha isinqumo ngako. Mina ke angizange ngikuhlanganise ke lokho nokuthi manje ke usenecala ke noma uselahliwe icala.
Yes, we are in line with my question. In other words, in your mind, that right of being presumed innocent was still applicable to the accused.
Like any police official, you are optimistic about your job that you are doing. And the main thing you must put a win at the forefront.
Nanjengoba naliphike iphoyisa ke uma wenza ke umsebenzi wakho ke futhi ke uyimiseleke futhi nethemba ke uma wenza umsebenzi futhi ke ngaphambili ke ubeka ukuthi ke ubheke ukuphumelela noma impumeleleke lokho.
May I approach my colleague?
Yes, sir. Sorry, Mr. Balu, what time is it?
It's 27 minutes past 11. That's what my colleague was asking.
Oh, was he asking the time?
For
Until
the
15
normal
minutes adjournment?
No.